Becoming rich doesn't require a big gamble. It just takes these 5 small habits, which 99% of people never understand. People look at Berkshire Hathaway today and see hundreds of billions. Massive deals, relentless compounding, headlines that feel larger than life. Then they look at me and search for the moment, the one perfect high-stakes move that changed everything. A Hollywood scene, chaos, flashing screens, a genius striking at the exact second. That story is a lie. Real wealth isn't built in a moment. It's built in monotony. Quiet, repetitive, almost painfully boring discipline. If you want to understand how fortunes rise and how they collapse, don't look at Wall Street. Look at nature. When a house falls, people imagine a hurricane. Violent, loud, instant destruction. In finance, that's the crash, the failed investment, the bet that goes to zero. Everyone fears the hurricane, but hurricanes are rare. What destroys most houses is invisible. Termites. Silent, patient, eating the foundation 24/7, one microscopic bite at a time. For years, nothing looks wrong. Until one day, the structure gives way and collapses under its own weight. Your daily habits are those termites. Most people don't go broke in a single disaster. They decay, slowly, through 1,000 tiny leaks. Unnecessary spending, endless scrolling, the need to impress people who aren't paying attention. Each act feels harmless. Over decades, it becomes a prison. But this law cuts both ways. The same invisible force that destroys can build. Small, disciplined habits, repeated daily, become an unstoppable engine. I didn't build wealth through brilliant predictions or revolutionary ideas. I built it through habits so simple they looked foolish. I followed them every day for decades, quietly, consistently, and they compounded into something no crisis could erase. Here are 5 of them. First, the too hard pile. Intelligent people are trained to worship complexity. The harder the problem, the greater the reward. So they chase complicated businesses, intricate models, impossible bets, 7-foot fences just to prove they can jump. But the market doesn't reward difficulty. A simple dollar spends the same as a complicated one. On my desk is a small wooden tray labeled "Too Hard." Every day I read proposals. If I can't clearly understand how a business makes money, who it competes with, and what it might look like in 10 years, within minutes, it goes into that pile. No analysis, no second guessing. Gone. That single act protects me from my own ego. We made billions stepping over 1-foot fences while others exhausted themselves chasing the impossible. Knowing the limits of your understanding matters more than expanding it. Second, the compounding machine. The modern investor is addicted to noise, screens flashing, headlines screaming, constant updates disguised as research. But most information expires within hours. Temporary input creates temporary results. What matters is knowledge that lasts. Human behavior, business fundamentals, history. My office isn't a trading floor, it's a library. I read constantly. Reports, biographies, dense, unexciting material. Not for quick wins, but for deep understanding. Knowledge compounds silently. You won't feel it tomorrow, but years later, you'll see patterns others miss. You'll connect dots no one else can see. That's the real edge. Third, the empty room. People are terrified of stillness. Left alone, they reach for distraction within minutes. This is action bias, the urge to do something, anything, when uncertainty hits. Markets thrive on this weakness. They profit from your movement, your panic, your need to act. But often the most profitable move is no move at all. I spend hours doing nothing, just thinking. No screens, no noise. I don't force decisions. I wait. Like a crocodile in the water, motionless, conserving energy until the right moment arrives. Then, it strikes with certainty. If you can't sit SAS, you won't survive volatility. Your own anxiety will destroy you. Fourth, respect for capital. Most people earn more and immediately spend more. Bigger house, better car, visible upgrades. It feels like success. It's actually a trap. Lifestyle creep locks you into dependency. Your possessions begin to own you. Every dollar is a worker. Invested, it multiplies. Wasted, it disappears and takes its future with it. I still live simply. Not out of frugality, but discipline. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to be free. Fifth, the inner scorecard. Most people live for applause. They choose careers, purchases, even identities based on what others will think. That's a fragile way to live and a dangerous way to invest. When your self-worth depends on others, you make terrible decisions to protect your image. You hold losing bets to avoid embarrassment. You spend money to maintain illusions. I measure myself differently. Every night I ask, if no one ever knew what I did today, would I still be satisfied? That question strips away ego. It forces honesty. It builds independence. In the late 90s, the world chased internet stocks with no profits, no foundation. I was called outdated, irrelevant. I ignored it. When the bubble burst, fortunes vanished overnight. We endured, because we never played their game. That's the power of the inner scorecard. Look at these habits. None require genius, connections, or privilege, just discipline. The willingness to be bored while others chase excitement. I've watched brilliant people fail, and ordinary people build extraordinary wealth. The difference isn't a single bold move. It's the accumulation of small, consistent choices. The world is obsessed with the big moment. But while people wait for it, time moves. Inflation eats their money. Noise erodes their focus. Complexity paralyzes them. Ego blinds them. They lose because they refuse to play the long game. Don't wait for the hurricane. Start with one small habit. Reject one bad decision. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Skip the unnecessary expense and invest it instead. Repeat it tomorrow and the next day. Let the quiet force of compounding work in your favor. Wealth isn't a sprint for the smartest person. It's a marathon for the most disciplined. Forget the big move. Master the small ones.